In today's video, I'm going to share with you summer home decorating ideas using lemons. Keep watching. Hello. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I am so excited. Can you guys believe it's Sunday again? I do not know where this time is going, but I'm so excited to bring you a brand new home decorating ideas for video. And in this case, we're going to share with you home decorating ideas for summer using lemons. It's going to be so fresh and so beautiful. Remember last spring, I shared with you a beautiful dual wreath with a beautiful ribbon bow, and I told you that this particular wreath we're gonna carry all the way throughout Christmas in order to save you some money. So that's going to be our first DIY. We're going to spruce up our beautiful wreath using this lemon theme, and I really hope that you are as excited as I am for it. But before we get started, I would like to invite you, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing, and if you are already subscribed, well, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about every single home decorating ideas for video on this series. You will not want to miss it. And also be sure to give this video a thumbs up because that really helps the channel, and it is free, so why not, right? All right, so to get started, we're going to head to the studio and I'm going to share with you how to spruce up a beautiful wreath for your front door using what you may already have laying around the house and some gorgeous lemons. Let's take a look. Okay everyone, so for this next DIY for summer, what we're going to do is we're going to update our spring wreath. Remember, I taught you how to make this beautiful spring wreath that is a dual wreath DIY, and for this particular occasion, we're going to upgrade it for a summer look. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna share with you that I'm gonna be using some burlap ribbon, some black and white stripe ribbon to go with our summery French theme. We're gonna use some of the same dahlias and some of the same white lilac, some greenery to attach, and also we're going to be using some of the foam that we can put all of it together. I'm gonna use my hot glue gun, my scissors, and my cutters to put it all together. So I'm going to strip this down and I'll be right back with you. So keep watching. Okay, so far I took my ribbon that was here on the top, and to connect my both of these wreaths, what I did is I used two stripes of the same ribbon. I added a little bit of glue and then I stuck it together, so that's going to kind of hold our wreaths together like this, and it's going to make a longer wreath and it makes a better statement on the front door. All right, so now I'm going to get all my florals ready and I'll be right back with you, so keep watching. Okay, you guys, so you've seen me do this trick before to where I find a little piece of block of foam like this and I cut the corners so that way I can make kind of like a circle like this. It really doesn't have to be a circle. It just has to be shaved down to where you can attach it to our wreath form right here. Now remember, I bought this during the spring and I told you that we were going to use it all throughout the year, because that is a way to save some money. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of this burlap ribbon and I'm going to add just like this, and never forget to dovetail. You know that if you've been following the channel for a while, I just tell you that if I come to your house and your ribbons are not dovetailed, most likely I'm going to grab a pair of scissors and I'm going to ask you to let me dovetail them for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab right here, I'm going to put my wreath right here and I'm going to attach really tight like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this foam and I'm going to add a little dab of glue right here just in the middle to attach where my ribbon is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up like this and make sure that the glue goes in it. And then I'm going to grab this and I'm going to attach and tie really tight my foam, as tight as you can, like that. And so this is going to serve to attach the bow later, so I'm going to leave it right there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to green our piece of foam right here. And for that, I'm just going to grab some random pieces of greenery because we want to hide the mechanics. But remember, what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down, and just continue to touch every single corner of your foam because you want to hide the foam. You don't want it to be very visible to the eye. And we're going to be adding other florals So just be generous with it and make sure that you cover as much as you can. Sometimes it's impossible to cover all of it, but just as much as you can so that that foam is not visible to the eye when you get close to the door. I'm super excited to bring you guys brand new home decorating ideas for summer. Can you believe we're talking about summer already? And right after this, it's fall, which is my favorite time of the year. You guys know that I love to do some fall decorating, and I'm super, super excited about fall. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of these really pretty ferns that I have from other projects. And with this, I'm gonna start elongating the shape of my wreath. So look, it's going to bring it back out this way. And then we're gonna go, what happens on the right, happens on the left immediately. And then what goes down must come up, or what goes up must come down. So I'm gonna add that, that's gonna give us some more height. And then I'm gonna add another one right here. And then also make sure that you spill them forward because that's what creates more dimension when you get close to the door. So I want it to really be airy. And so to continue that airiness, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of these really pretty hanging, I think this is wisteria. And I'm gonna do one right here in the front. Remember, we want it to come forward like this. And then I'm going to grab one, I'm gonna put it right here to the side, like this. And I'm gonna add another one over to this side. And some of them are longer, some of them are shorter, that's fine. Remember, it does not have to be perfect, but it does have to be balanced. And the way we do that is by keeping in mind that what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. See how beautiful that is? It is not, it's more asymmetrical, and I just absolutely love it. I wish that I could put this like this. You know what? I'm going to do it, but first I'm gonna tie the bow. I'm gonna leave this one at the end because I want it to be very dramatic, but first I have to make my bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do maybe a 3-loop bow with this guy right here. And this is a silk ribbon with a wire, but the silk is very thin, so you have to make sure that these loops are not too big, because if they're too big, then they're going to flop too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one right here, and then I'm going to add a third one right here, and then I'm going to grab one of my trusty wires, and I'm going to attach all of this. And I usually tell you to tape your wire, but because this ribbon is so thin, I want to make sure that they're really tight like this. See how it's kind of droopy and kind of feminine looking. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my bow right here, and I'm going to unattach this from the back, and I'm going to push all the way back really, really tight to make sure that my bow stays there. And I will go back and adjust that, and of course fluff in a second. And how cute is this, you guys? So now I can add my last piece right here, which is going to be drooping down. Look how dramatic this is. I also love, and it's just a few branches that really does create that drama. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some of these beautiful white peonies, and I wanna tie them really tight right here. And that's what's so important, to have that foam on your wreath. Look what that does. It's going to ground that bow. So I'm gonna make sure that it goes on the foam. Remember, if you're making this permanent, if you live in a place where it's so windy, all you have to do is add a little dab of glue to your stem and then poke that onto your foam, and that's going to make it stay permanent, and that no wind is going to come and disturb. How pretty that is. It really does create that focal point right here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the yellow dahlias, because remember, this is our accent color, and that's kind of like the theme for these DIYs, to be a little bit more summery and a little bit more fresh looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on the top, and I'm going to look for my foam. At this point, you kind of have to feel for it and just make sure that it does go. There you go. Which, if you know me, you know that one of my favorite sounds is that when that foam just pokes like that. Look at that. It just adds that beautiful statement yellow. And I'm gonna give it a little curvature like this to kind of tie in. I'm gonna look for my foam like that. And I have a few left, and look what I'm going to do. I'm gonna give you a little tip. So you're gonna grab yourself a skewer, cut it in half. Then we're going to get our florist tape. And because these are really short, what I want is to make them longer so they spill out further out. So what you do is you grab your skewer like this, And then you grab your florist tape. Remember, this florist tape, you can find it at Walmart, you can find it at Hobby Lobby, you can find it anywhere where florist supplies are sold, because it says florist supply. And then what you do is you tie them together, and then you basically cover that, and it gives you a longer stem. And now you can play with the head. See, it gives you a longer stem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this flower all the way up here. I need to look for my foam, making sure that goes on the foam like that. And see how it gives me that more air to my flower. And this guy, I'll adjust him when it's at the door. And then I'm gonna do another one right here. So basically just put them together like this, and with your florist tape, putting it right here on your small finger. What you need to do is just pull that, so when you pull on it, it becomes tacky. It has this wax, right? And it just makes it tacky. And so now you have a longer stem, and look, you can just play with it. And so this one I'm going to add up here to the top to kind of fill in. And then I want one to come down from the bottom. So for that, I'm going to grab yet another skewer. And this I'm going to do, let's see, how long do I want it? Yeah, probably this long. It's going to be so much fun. Watch this. So you grab your tape, and then you tie them together like this. And you want to make sure that you cover all of it, because brown is like the stem color. And if you don't do that, then it's going to look out of whack. And then basically I'm going to bend that like that. And look how fun this is going to be. I'm going to look for my foam right here. And then I'm going to poke right here all the way up. And see how that allows me to have a longer flower that goes all the way down. How fun is that? It's like a garden. It is so pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some of these lemons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little dab of glue right here. And then you want to insert that into the hole. And you grab your lemon, and then you poke it right there. Look at that. You don't even have to do much, but you do want to make sure that that foam has some glue so it holds your stick and is not going to move. I'm going to add sets of 2s, 3s, and 1s. So I'm going to add 2 together right here. Look how fun that is, you guys. It is so simple to make. And then I'm going to add one right here on the top, right there where my foam is. And then, so that's 2, 1, and I'm going to do, oh, actually I only have 2, so 3, 2, and 1. Add a little glue right there. I'm gonna lift up my bow, and I'm going to insert my lemon right here where my foam is. Going down like that. And you know what, I thought it'd be fun if there was a lemon right here. So for that, I'm going to need a longer skewer. So I'm going to grab a skewer, and then I'm going to, first of all, cover it on that tape, because I want it to look like a stem, right? So I'm going to cover this. Are you guys having fun? A thumbs up to this video if you are having fun. I'm having a blast sharing with you guys all of these secrets on DIYs, and then also how to decorate your house for summer. And you know the fall is my favorite, so that's coming up. But wait, let's focus on summer for right now. We still have 4th of July and some other events. All right, so I'm going to now poke this guy right here. Make sure that it goes a little further than the flower, but look how fun is that, you guys. It adds that black and white, this really beautiful air. And I have some of this lilac, but you know what, I'm thinking that I don't even really think I need it. Let's see, let me see if I can add, will you even see it? If I, you know what did you do? So I'm gonna add some of this lilac just to give it a little bit more air to the wreath. And look at that, it also helps to extend the shape. All you have to do is give it a try. All I'm asking you is to just give it a try, to get creative, and to try something different that you probably didn't think you could do it. You guys, if I can do it, let me tell you, so can you. Let me encourage you to be able to create some beautiful items in your home. And look at that, it didn't take much. Everything I already had. I'm gonna put this on the door and show you a close-up of this beautiful summer wreath. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so this is the beautiful summer wreath, and I am just so obsessed with it. How it goes all the way down on the door, and just all the greenery and that little pop of yellow up on the top with a black and white ribbon. It really is so beautiful, and I really hope that you will give it a try. All you need is some lemons, some yellow flowers, and some beautiful white flowers with I used a black and white ribbon, but it can be of your choice. Don't be just you know, stuck on the fact that I used that, but just give it yourself a twist. If you have a burlap ribbon, this would also look beautiful with a burlap ribbon. So it is so dramatic when you first come into the door, and I'm just absolutely in love with it. I cannot wait to read your comments, so leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about this beautiful summer fresh looking ribbon. How fun was that? I told you guys that we're going to be using these beautiful wreaths, and we're gonna go all the way from spring through the Christmas season. So it is an investment piece, but in the long run, it will save you some bucks because we're gonna continue to reinvent them and just make statements on your front door. If you like this idea, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, and then also leave me a comment, let me know what do you think. But for the next section of the video, for our next home decorating idea, DIY using lemons, what I'm going to share with you is a clip of our members only video. Now I'll explain real quick. Every week we're putting out a members only video that is for the people that have become a member, that joined the channel and they are members. Now if you are a member, you can watch the full video in the description box below. If you want to become a member like the rest of the members, be sure to click the join button on the screen, and then also you can do so by clicking in the description box below. There's going to be a link that will take you to become a member so you too can enjoy the perks and watch all of the members only videos. And this week I want to thank Pamela Newsom and Nicole Rangel for rejoining their memberships. Thank you so much for your support, because your support really allows me to continue to create beautiful DIYs for everybody to see. So if you do want to enjoy the perks like the rest of the members, be sure to click the join button or just follow the link in the description box below. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna give you a clip of what the members only video was this week. Let's take a look. All right, so I am back with selection of flowers, and for this occasion, I'm gonna use some beautiful succulents because it's gonna give it that fresh look. I'm gonna use some white peonies and some amazing yellow dahlias that I am just obsessed with. They are so beautiful. So I'm gonna start with the dahlias, and you guys know that I like to cut them all at once because it makes it easier for me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put them right here on the side. This one we need to get the tag off, so I'm just going to basically spin around. You know, I don't know why they put these tags on, but I know they have to find a way to price, but sometimes it makes it so difficult. All right, so I have this gorgeous dahlia. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give the head a little bit of a vent because no flower really grows like that. So you kind of have to give them that natural look. And I'm gonna start right here. So I'm gonna add one, and this is too long. So I'm gonna cut them a little bit shorter because I want my candle to be that one showpiece. So I'm gonna go like this, and remember, what goes up must come down. So now this one I'm going to add right here. And remember, we always like to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And in this occasion, I have exactly that. I have 2, then I'm gonna do a set of 3, and then I have a 1. So I'm gonna do 2, then I'm gonna cut another one short, and this is gonna be our lonely one. So I'm just gonna put it higher. And then I'm going to go over to this side. I'm gonna do a cluster of 3, but for this cluster of 3, the more flowers you put on the cluster, the shorter they have to be and closer to the base of the container, because that means that the flowers are really heavy and they don't have the strength to continue to grow. When you are making floral arrangements, you also have to think about how Mother Nature works. If you go out to any botanical gardens or things like that, you'll see that that's how nature grows. So that's 3, 2, and 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few of these white peonies, and I'm going to cut them really short. So now, because this one is lonely, we're going to do a set of 2, adding that white flower right here. And then I'm going to grab another one of these peonies, and this is a large one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the set of 2 right here. So I'm gonna add this guy right about here. So now we have a set of 3, and then I'm gonna add a very lonely one, because remember, now we have a set of 3. So now I need just a 1 over on this side, like that. And so far that's what it looks like. So now I'm gonna bring some of these succulents, and I'm going to do, actually these need to be cut a little shorter because I do want them to be more towards the base. And I'm gonna bend the head of the flower up so it can show. So I'm gonna add one right there, and then I'm going to add the other one right here with this one, and that's gonna give us a set of 2. So it's all about, if you cannot do a set of 2 with this, because you don't have enough, then you add another one to add a set of 2. If you don't have enough of this to do a set of 3, then you add another one, and that's just what you continue to do. All right, so our next step is going to be to add some of this beautiful lilac, which is going to be our flyaway. And you guys know that I love my flyaways. It is what gives the arrangement texture, and it just gets a movement as well. So I'm gonna add one right here. And I'll continue to add this over here. So I'm gonna do a set of 2 like that. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm gonna do a set of 3 over on the other side. Super easy, you guys. I'm telling you, if I can do it, so can you. All you have to do is give yourself the chance to give it a try, and you'll be surprised of all of the beautiful things that you can create, because I think we're all creatives. We're sometimes just scared to try. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my lemons, and I'm going to add some lemons, and I already put a skewer on them. And the way you do that is you just basically poke a skewer, because they're made out of styrofoam. And I'm gonna add some lemons, and for this, I'm going to add them in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s as well. So I'm gonna add one right here. I'm probably going to add 2 over on this side. Just make sure that your lemon doesn't go through like that. I'm gonna add one right here, and another one over on this side, like that. And then I'm going to add a few over on this side. And what really is going to make this arrangement pop, it's going to be our black and white ribbon. And for that, I have selected this spot right here. I have done a little tail of black and white ribbon. It's like a bow. I'm going to add this guy right here. And then I did a little dovetail, and I'm going to add this guy over on the bottom. Remember, what goes up must come down, and look at that. Isn't that Frenchy and absolutely beautiful? All right, let me put it on the stand, and I'm gonna give you a close-up. Okay, so here is our little lemon centerpiece for our table DIY. And as you guys can see, it really just adds that pop of yellow in the room. And I love the touch of black and white. To me, there's nothing more elegant than the black and white ribbon. And then also the combination of lemons and succulents, you guys. It is perfect for your summer decorating, and that candle really just adds that touch of glow in the room, and I love it. The white peonies are also my favorite, because it is a perfect contrast with the dahlias, and then also the lilac. So I am in love with this. I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think? Now, how fun was that? I told you, if you are a member, you can watch the full video in the description box below. And if you want to become a member, also in the description box below, there's going to be a link so that you can join and enjoy the members only videos. But moving on to our next home decorating idea for summer using lemons, I'm going to share with you a dual centerpiece for your table that I really think you're going to like. And also keep in mind, if these are not your colors, be sure to just replace the colors and make these beautiful home decorating ideas for summer your own. I'm just trying to teach you the principles and the techniques so you too can create beautiful home decorating ideas and DIYs for your home this summer. All right, let's take a look at this gorgeous, beautiful centerpiece DIY. All right, everyone, so let's get started with this beautiful centerpiece using some of these white flowers that I've selected all throughout this video. And what you can see is that I've already greened my container. If you guys have not seen how I green a container, I'm going to link down below a video on how you can green your container. But I added this bunny just for whimsy, but we're gonna be changing it to a candle later on. Now remember, you have to add your bigger blooms first, because that's what's going to give your centerpiece the girth that you need. And it's also gonna start filling our container. So this is some beautiful ranunculus that I found, and I just love the way this looks. It's going to be all white with yellow. So I'm going to add the trick that I always tell you: what happens on the left happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. And that's what's going to keep your centerpiece balanced. You guys, I'm never gonna get tired of telling you this, because if you can just remember this trick, you will be able to have a balanced centerpiece, wreath, or Christmas tree. All right, so now I'm gonna use some of the same white lilac that I found at Walmart. And remember, up, down, and rotate about 30 degrees, up, down. And I always like to start by clipping some of my flowers in case that they feel too long. Don't be afraid to cut your flowers because that's what's going to make your centerpiece look more balanced and more beautiful. All right, so now remember also that to have a beautiful centerpiece or a beautiful arrangement, you have to continue to rotate. If you do not have a Lazy Susan, I really do recommend to find one. And the other thing is, like, always have your tools at the ready. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some of the same succulents that I added to the candlestick, and I cannot wait to read your comments. So be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know which DIY have you liked better from this video, the wreath at the front door, the candlestick, or this beautiful summer centerpiece DIY. I am having so much fun, you guys, sharing with you all of these ideas. So I'm going to do the same trick right here with the skewer. I'm going to cut them in half, and I'm gonna add that lemon. Those lemons are from the dollar store, by the way. You can find about 4 or 5 for $1.25 because they went up this year, but they are super affordable. And as you guys can see, adding clusters of 3s, 2s, and 1s really creates balance, and it makes the centerpiece look fuller, fresher, and it really is tying in the summer look that I am trying to go for. Also, be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what do you think about these home decorating ideas for, remember, this is the home decorating ideas for summer using lemons, and I'm loving the look. I love the way that the flower on the bunny ties in with the yellow of the lemons, and it's just looking fresh and super adorable. And I really know that you can recreate this centerpiece, and like I told you earlier, all you have to do is give it a try. Do not be afraid to be creative, because that's what we are, you guys. We are creative people. We are created in the image of a creative God, and so I'm always trying to tell you to just give it a try. So what I'm doing right here is I'm adding some tails to my centerpiece to tie in with the black and white, using the same ribbon that I use on the candlestick and also on the wreath. And as you guys can see, these three elements, the white flowers, the lemons, and the black and white ribbon, really ties in the look. This is what the end of the centerpiece looks like, all finished. It is so fresh looking and I absolutely adore it. But now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the bunny, and I'm going to share with you what it looks like with a candle. So we're going to grab the same candle we used on our candlestick. We're going to put this hurricane on top, and now I'm going to grab my trusty remote control and I'm going to turn it on, and look at that. That just totally changes the look of this centerpiece. Let me move that bunny to the other side, and it really does create a more fresh summer look. But if that's not what you're going for, and if you want something a little bit more whimsier, you can always grab a little bunny or like the frogs that I've used in the past here on these videos, and just give it a try, and I know that you're going to love it. So what do you think? Do you like these lemon decorating ideas for summer? I cannot wait to read your comments, so be sure to leave me a comment down below.